All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Today, we have our Week 8 preview video, and you can tell I got to stand for the microphone, so now I don't have to bend over anymore. Pause on that. But I don't have to bend over anymore, and now I can talk and really get into it. But the Miami Dolphins are going to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, and we all know how I think this game is going to go. But let's just get into it. Let's just jump into the Miami Dolphins defense compared to the Atlanta Falcons offense. Dolphins have the 26th ranked defense in the NFL, allowing 361 point yards per game. The 11th ranked pass defense in the NFL, allowing 203 yards per game. The worst ranked run defense in the NFL, allowing 159.3 yards per game. And that brings me back to my point, as I said many times. When we went into this year, initially we were afraid of our corners and our secondary. They're not bad. 11th ranked in the NFL, and we have the worst run defense, so that front seven is our problem. We are 29th in points. We allow 29.3 points per game. 19th in sacks. We have 14 sacks on the year. 29th in third downs. We allow teams to convert 46.4% on third downs. 23rd in takeaways with 6 turnovers. Going on to the Falcons offense. They have the 7th ranked offense in the NFL, 364.3 yards per game. 10th in passing, 228 yards per game. Fourth in rushing, 136.3 yards per game. I've said it time and time again. Bijan Robinson is going to kill us. But they are only 28th in points. They only score 18.3 points per game. 5th in sacks. They've only allowed 9 sacks. 9th and third down conversions, 42.3% of the time they convert on third down. And 9th in turnovers, they've only had 6 turnovers. Now, I'm not going to compare the Dolphins offense to the Falcons defense because take it from me, the Dolphins have a terrible offense and the Falcons have a very good defense. That's all I have to say. We've watched the games. We know how our offense is. And if you know ball, then you know how good the Falcons secondary is. So let's get into the injury reports here, right above me. So you can see Darnell Mooney was limited all week. Penix limited with the knee. Algier limited. Mike Ford limited. Jake Matthews limited. Zach Harrison limited. And here is my big thing. Divine Diablo, great linebacker. If you're a Falcons fan and you're watching this, you know Diablo. Great linebacker. These 3 guys here, Diablo, Walker, and Bowman, they're trending to be out now. I would assume that they're practicing right as I'm recording this video, so we will see about that. But now let's move on to the Miami Dolphins and their injury report. Doesn't look that bad. But that's because a lot of guys are on IR. So, Julian Hill, DNP, all week, trending to be out. That's why we activated Dolce, or however you pronounce his last name, Greg Dolce or Dolch, or you know who I'm talking about. Activated him off the practice squad. I think he should have been activated sooner just to see what he has, but he's been activated. Elijah Campbell, he was a DNP on Wednesday with the quad, went to limited on Thursday. I could see him being limited again today. And Jason Marshall Jr., limited all week. So, now let's get into what the Miami Dolphins have to do to beat the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm just going to give you 2 or 3 things. First, we're going to start off defensively. You have to stop the run. You have to. You have to contain Bijan Robinson as much as you can because there is no containing him. He is arguably the best running back in the NFL, and he is going to get yards, but you need to take away that home run hitting ability that he has. So you need to limit him. That's number 1 on defense. Number 2, watch out for Kyle Pitts because the Dolphins are not good against tight ends. They are just not good. And number 3, no long plays to Drake London. When he gets going and when their offense starts flowing, there is no chance for the Miami Dolphins defense. Moving on to the Miami Dolphins offense. You have to establish the run early. Get Achane going because then you can kind of flip into that RPO when we had no run game. If you look against, I'm not even going to talk about the Browns game because the Browns game was just bad all around. But I am going to talk about the Carolina Panthers game. We had 19 total yards on the ground, and we were running that RPO offense, and it just wasn't working because they didn't respect the run. But when teams respect the run, that RPO offense works for the Dolphins. Number 2, you have to find a way to get Jalen Waddle open. I would assume he's going to be doubled because, as you all know, Tyreek and Waller out. Tyreek's been out for a while. Waller's on IR now. So we saw what the Browns did. They doubled Jalen Waddle, and they pretty much took him out of the game. Given Tua played terrible. And that brings me in to my third point of this video. No turnovers. Right when we start committing turnovers, whether it be fumbles or interceptions, that's it. That's the game. But I am excited to see. I'm excited to see Tua play in a dome. I'm excited to see him play in a closed environment and see how he bounces back from his game that he had on Sunday against the Cleveland Browns, because it was bad. And he knows it was bad, and he said it was bad. And I think that we are going to see which Tua we are going to have for the rest of the year. You guys all know my take on Tua. You all know what I said the Dolphins should do with him. If you haven't, I'll tell you right now, I think the Dolphins should trade him post-June 1st. Go watch my video on Tua. It's on my channel. But now let's get into my score prediction for the game on Sunday. And it brings me back to the question, do we even want to win this game? If you win, you're just robbing yourself of the first overall pick in the draft. Now, as a fan, I'm always going to root for this team, but I'm not going to be upset if they lose, and I do think that we lose. I think the Miami Dolphins lose this game 24-10, and we fall to 1-7. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys so much for watching the video, and I will see you Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much.